Hi and welcome to Walker Tea Review. I'm Jason Walker. Glad you could join us because I think we've got a tea that I've got high expectations for. This is a tea from Harney and Sons. We're going to be talking about it in just a moment. This is a tea that I have high expectations for because it's also described, or Harney has done a pretty thorough job of describing a lot of teas in his book here, Harney and Sons Guide to Tea. This is something that is a useful tool for you if you are new or wanting to explore a wide range of teas and need an impression of what a tea what it should feel like, what it should look like, and what it should taste like. Something that could be useful for you. So I'll set that back here. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Is a Darjeeling tea. We're going to get it started here. The traditional way for tasting teas, professionals will often use a taster's cup, tea tasting cup like this. So we're going to use that as well. We're going to get out our regular old teaspoon here. We're going to add about a teaspoon here. Toss that right in. Seal that up so we kind of keep it fresh. We're going to come back and talk about the dry leaf in just a moment. Our water's been brought to a pretty rolling boil because black teas like it nice and hot. So we're adding our water to about a quarter of an inch below that little opening there, which we're going to be pouring through in just a moment. Give this some time to steep. So we're going to cover that, set it over to the side. Did I mention this tasting cup is from Adagio? They have a tea tasting set that you may want to check out there. One of the most affordable prices, especially for a single set like that. I have seen, if you order like 2 or more sets, you get something, but pretty good price there. We're talking about Harney and Sons. This is their Namring Darjeeling. If you look at it on their website, it is currently listed as their upper, and it's a second flush, Darjeeling. They've got a number 184. They've got and pretty long name anyway. It's also, they've used the word muscatel there. You can find a 4-ounce tin for $15. If you use the code Walker29, you can get 20% off. You can get that 20% off of the 4-ounce or the 1-pound package. So that's a little bit of information. Walker Tea Review cooperates with several retailers to find discounts, to find special packages, so that if you're wanting to get into tea tasting and tea appreciation, this can help you along those lines. Go up to our future episodes page and find out some others or some upcoming tea tastings that we're going to be doing, and see what kind of discounts are available to you there. Now, we're going to be talking about the dry leaf, and for that we're going to be talking about the aromas that come off, the shapes and colors of our dry leaf. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. Okay, we're going to give a smell first. Now, one of the first things I noticed, this one has kind of a multi-grain type of bread element to it. That was one of the first things that caught my nose. Also, underneath that, there is a fruity, because this has the word muscatel attached to it. This one's got a bit of anywhere from that grape to almost an apricot type smell, which is coming off. It's a sweet fragrance, a fruity fragrance, and it's a bit of, like I said, that bready, grainy fragrance as well. So it's a nice, warm, welcoming aroma coming off already. Let's go ahead and look at our leaf here. We're going to get our spoon. You'll notice that these are finely chopped pieces here. These have been, so that chopping really allows the black tea to oxidize smoothly and quickly, and the result is that you have pieces of leaf. You'll also note that one of the finer points about this particular tea is that you will find some little fuzzy silvery white tips in there as well. Tips are always a nice and usually welcome sign of quality. You're getting some kind of seal brown, so that's kind of a brownish, deep brown gray. You're getting some reddish brown, and you are getting some kind of some dull drab, like olive type colors in there as well. So you're getting a little bit of the green as well. So tippy, variety of colors, nice round bouquet of smell coming off of our dry leaf. Next thing we want to note is we want to talk a little bit about our wet leaf. We're going to have to pour to do that. Oh, but before I forget, I want to introduce one of mine and my wife's, part of our teapot collection here. This is one of our unique little treasures. This one got a little bit damaged. Our spout got chipped, but this is still one of our favorites. Look how small that is. I mean, you can see just about wide enough to get your teaspoon into there. Not much more size than that. Nice, dainty, not lots of detail, the kind of cracked wood bark type surface here. Your actual handle looks like a branch or a root. Actually more like a branch that's been curled with little leaves pieces. All there, nice solid quality, lovely artwork on this one. Something that always nice to have these around to just appreciate their beauty. We are, as we said, going to move on and talk a little bit about our wet leaf. We should have had enough time. Yeah, we've got some nice color coming off of that. Nice time to steep. One of the things you'll note when you're steeping, whether it's in a tea tasting cup or other, the top of your liquor in your cup often looks paler, lighter, and so you think, has this really steeped? Down at the bottom, as you look, it will get darker, meaning that as in balance, you've probably got a fairly good steeping. With a tea tasting cup like this, especially one that does not have a hole in the top, which means the air does not get to enter smoothly as it pours out. To remedy that, you simply stick your thumbnail between the rim, the top of your cup, and your lid so that you can allow a little bit of air to slip through. I might have to put my finger on the lid as well to hold it in place. And then we pour. Good thing we've got our tea cup there, our tea towel here to catch those drips and dribbles. But the tea tasting cup like this is useful, as you'll see in just a few moments, for appreciating our wet leaf. That was one of the values and purpose of that. The other point of the tea tasting cup is the design. The cup allows the heat to distribute more uniformly because it's a cylinder shape like that. Your steam goes straight up and your heat goes straight up. So it's a little smoother on the aspect of steeping rather than having a bowl rounded shape, which can kind of make the heat circulate back through. Now, to use this for appreciating our leaf, well, before that, I do want to stick my nose in and get a smell. Take your time, slow down, smell your teas. That's one of the things that you learn to appreciate about teas. More of the fruity aspects. Apricot jam. A little bit of that multigrain bready type, but not very much. The apricot aspect has taken over. You're getting a little bit of a kind of tomato vine smell. Traditionally, these are packaged together under the name muscatel, although I'm still not fully convinced muscatel really describes what's contained here. Now, for looking at our leaf, I'm going to give this a shake. Careful, because a little bit of hot tea will still drip out of there. And if you've given it a shake enough, yes, you have leaves packed or dumped nicely on top and in the center of your cup, which is great for examining the leaf. As you do, you're going to see a few things. Variety of shapes here, sizes. As we said, I'm digging around. We talked about needles in the dry leaf. We're looking for a needle piece. Here is one. Pull that out. Yes, little needle there, little tip there. As we said, sections of leaf, still on the brownish green aspect. Yep, set these on the edge here. You also note that you're getting colors that kind of reddish on the outer edges of the leaf, while they generally get lighter towards the middle. Not always, but often. And then you are getting some rich rust brown colors as well as we have here. Okay, so sections have lightened up, released more of that kind of a rust color to them. Fragrances really come out as well, and our needles are present, and had a nice chance to look at those as well. That covers our wet leaf. We're going to talk a little bit about our liquor now, and with our liquor, if you're making notes, if you want to learn about the tea tasting process, you want to make comments of your own. Perhaps you want to make them before you hear mine, but you want to talk about the aromas, the color, the body, how does it feel in your mouth, bitterness and the astringency that you detect, aftertaste, how does it feel as you finish off there. So we have a nice characteristic black tea type auburn rust, deep amber colors there. So that's the first thing we note. Oh, that multi-grain bread smell really came out. Still with a bit of the jammy, apricot jammy type sweetness as well, although that bready was the first and more dominant smell. All right, let's give this a sniff here, or give it a taste rather. When I taste, you're going to notice, and you're going to want to do the same. You're going to want to slurp. You want to get the air in there. You want to get it circulated. You want to get it to coat the whole of your tongue. I get a feel of how it just feels throughout my whole mouth as well. Briskness is got a nice punch there. Actually, this one's a stronger briskness than some of the others that I've had. And actually, this briskness tends to overpower some of the aroma profile. Let me give it another shot here. The apricot, apricot type fruit element is present, although not as strong. The body is, I would say medium on the range of Darjeelings. What else? Briskness, astringency, quite prominent, as I said. Some of the things that we did not note, some Darjeelings, several Darjeelings, will have that, we said, kind of like a tomato vine aspect to it, which is not coming out as much in this one. Some of them have a sweet fragrance like a rose hip, like a rose tea, which is non-existent in this one. Yeah, I'm trying to pull out, see if there's anything else, give it another chance. You know, temperature fluctuations affect what profiles, what aspects come out, what stand out. And it varies throughout the temperature range there. So, let me think if there's anything else I forgot. That's pretty much it. Yeah, we gave this tea from Harney. We gave it an 89. Because it didn't have that full profile, as we said, there could be a rose type fragrance, floral sweetness to it, which we did not detect at all. The briskness, the tartness, the astringency carried this tea, and kind of dominated any aromas that were there. You still detected them, although you had to kind of put a little more effort into it. So we want a more balanced briskness, fuller, thicker, deeper profile of aromas. And that's why we give this one an 89. Come back, join us again. We'll be looking at other Harney teas. We'll be looking at other teas in general. Give us your comments. You'll also have a chance to talk about or recommend any teas that you've tried you want us here at the tea tasting community of Walker Tea Review to taste together. Come back and practice your tea tasting skills at the same time here at Walker Tea Review.